Progressive Commercial Insurance offers affordable small business protection. You can receive discounts on commercial auto insurance for safe driving and paying in full.
Lowe's knows the holidays you need all hands on deck. So save on the Samsung laundry combo that washes and dries in 68 minutes. And search recipes on the Family Hub Plus refrigerator. For reliable appliances that lend a hand for the holidays. Shop for Black Friday
You can
deals
receive
now.
discounts on commercial auto insurance for safe driving and paying in full.
Lowe's knows the
Getting a
holidays
car
you need
insurance
all
quote
hands on deck.
online is
So
one of the
save on the
fastest
Samsung
and
laundry
easiest ways.
washes and dries in 68 minutes. And search recipes on the Family Hub Plus refrigerator. For reliable appliances that lend a hand for the holidays. Shop for Black Friday
You can
deals
receive
now.
discounts on commercial auto insurance for safe driving and paying.
How about we unmute? All right, it is 7 o'clock on the East Coast. We are going to get started shortly. We're waiting for a couple of people to come in, and we are broadcasting live here in Zoom, over here on YouTube, and also in Facebook. So if you are on the Facebook side, say hello in the comments. Let me know that you are here. For those of you who are on Zoom, there we go. For those of you who are on Zoom, let me know that you're here. Say hi. You can either unmute yourself or put it in the comments. And for those of you who are watching us on YouTube live, go ahead and say hello and put your information, put your comments in the chat. So we've got 3 different channels going on. And I know last week it didn't work out 100%, but this week we got it going. We definitely have it going. So I'm going to give it one more minute because it takes a little bit for some of our people to log on in. And there's a bunch of people coming in on the Zoom side. I see the Zoom side. And let's see what's going on over in Facebook. Hello, Angel. Hello, Sandra. I see both of you. Sandra, I see you over here in Zoom. Harry BBB, how you doing? I also see Adrian over on the Zoom side. I tell you, it takes a special kind of ADHD to run all 3 of these to run all 3 of these at the exact same time. So this is kind of fun. So if you are over in our Facebook group, I have dropped a comment in the comments. I've dropped the comments so you can join us either on Zoom if you want to unmute yourself at any time during the presentation and kind of talk to us because we have lots of conversations here. And also drop the link to our YouTube channel where we are live right now. Let's see, Wanda, I see you over there on YouTube. Good to see you. We miss you over here. Been doing lots and lots of stuff. So I'm going to toggle back and forth between the three environments so that I can see all of the comments and make sure that I answer all of the questions. So let's get started. Good evening and welcome to the AI Clinic. This is our weekly get together from our Facebook group, The Business of Artificial Intelligence, where we take a look at what's happening in artificial intelligence this week. And we also either do a mini training or we take a business problem, a business issue, and we solve it with artificial intelligence. So let's get started. Let's start with things that have been happening in artificial intelligence this week. I know last week was an exciting week. We had all sorts of new products and updated products that were dropping all over the place. And pretty exciting week. And if you didn't get a chance to see that broadcast, you can go into our Facebook group. It's going to be there for another 23 days since Facebook takes it down in 30 days. And also after this broadcast is done, you'll be able to take a look at this broadcast as well as last week's AI Clinic in our Facebook group. And of course, we always record them. So we have a huge library of all our AI clinics going back 2 years now. Yeah, 2 years. This is when we're just starting to focus on YouTube. So I see we've got folks over in Facebook. If you didn't say hi, say hello in the comments so that I know that you are here. We have people over in, let's see, I see Yvonne Bryan Johnson, the incomparable YBJ. Hello there. Good to see you over on the YouTube side. And I see Adrian. Good evening. Tiffany's here over on Zoom. All right. So to piggyback off of last week's excitement, right after today's AI Clinic, there was actually a presentation being given by Alibaba. Now, I'm sure a few of you, how many of you guys are familiar with Alibaba? Because Alibaba has, did you guys know that Alibaba is really, really hot when it comes to artificial intelligence, particularly in China? They have an entire ecosystem that exists and they've got products like, they have a replacement for ChatGPT, they have a replacement for Runway, they have video, they have a whole bunch of different things. And yeah, Alibaba is really, really strong. So if you go into our Facebook group, and I'll try to grab it while we're here, if you go into our Facebook group, I've sent everyone an invitation because tonight they are unveiling their new video generator. And from what I've been told, what I've been reading and what I've been hearing, their new video generator is like top notch, quite possibly better than Veo 3.1. Possibly better than Veo 3.1. And you guys, if you know, in our community, we've been doing a lot with Veo 3.1 as well as a lot with Sora. And Tiffany says, I thought it was for shopping. Oh no, Alibaba across, in overseas is a behemoth of a company and they have their fingers in a lot of pies. So if you get a chance to take a look at the broadcast, and again, the invitation is in our Facebook group. If you get a chance to take a look at it, again, it's the unveiling of their WAN 2.5 video generator. So they're going to show it to us. They're going to make a whole presentation of how it works, what it does, and all of that greatness. So a chance to see technology that's not necessarily from us here in the United States or generated by us or even for us, but it's also an opportunity to see how other communities are using artificial intelligence. All right, I see Lorna over on the Facebook side. I also see Trudy. Hello, Trudy. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. So that's the biggest announcement. No, I'm not showing it live. You can go directly to Alibaba's website from the link that I provided in our Facebook group. Go directly to their site and see it live for yourself. I'm not going to broadcast it live, but you can access it very easily just by clicking on the link. You got to register. It's a 2-second registration. So let's talk about November. And in our community, we have been talking about making sure that your products, your services, your offers are ready for Black Friday and all of the holiday sales afterwards. So Black Friday is really just the beginning of the sales cycle. We have Black Friday, we have Cyber Monday, we have Small Business Saturday, and the holiday season. It really goes from Black Friday all the way through to February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. So you basically have, I mean, you've got a good chunk of time that you're able to sell your products and services. And we also have a guide in our group. We have a guide inside of the Facebook group that shows you what products and services sell best on which week from Black Friday all the way through to February 14th. So you might want to take a look at that to determine not only what product or service that you have that you should be selling, but also how you should be positioning it in the market. But in order to make sense, in order to get to that particular point, you have to have traction. You have to have an audience. And in November, we've also been talking about, well, actually last month, October, we talked about automating the bag, how to automate your sales cycle, how to automate your back office processes so that you're not processing orders manually, so that you're not sending out emails or invoices manually. So we talked about and gave, kind of like a blueprint on how to automate all of that. Now we are going to move into the faceless CEO, and that is the theme for November. So we've been making these posts and we've been giving you prompts and how to take your content to the next level. So this week we are focusing on, dun, 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 give me just a moment to bring up our notes and what we have been focusing on. There we go. This week, we have been focusing on content. And today's post was how to turn one post into a week of content. And I gave you 7 different ways to turn one post into 1 week's worth of content. I also gave you the prompts in order to do that. So here's the thing. So many people are like, okay, I don't know what to post. I don't know when to post. I don't know how to post. I don't know what I should post on what platform. Well, here's what we do. We take one idea and we take that one idea at the beginning of the week and we turn it into a full week's worth of content. That kind of makes it easier for you to know what to post. And then all of your posts for that week have a coordinated theme. And it also helps with consistency because when you know what you're going to post, say it's, Saturday or Sunday, and you're getting all of your posts ready for the next week. Once you have that one idea and you extrapolate it and you bring it out throughout the entire week, it makes it so much easier to post. And with consistency comes audience. People are definitely looking to know, like, and trust you. And in knowing, like, and trust you, they have to get to know you to a certain extent. So they're also looking for consistency. Are you posting every Monday? Are you posting every Tuesday? And those of you who are in the Facebook community, you know that every week, every Monday, you know that you're going to get a welcome new members post. Every Thursday, you know that you're going to get a business building post and you're able to post your businesses on that post. Every Sunday, you know that I call it Monday Eve, and it's a reminder to reflect, to recharge, and get ready for the upcoming week. So that's what we mean by consistency. You get the same things over and over and over again, but you can kind of switch it up just a little bit, and we're going to talk about how to do that tonight. So let me take a look and see if we have any comments or any questions over here on Facebook. Nope, we don't have them over there. I see Rachel. Hello, Rachel, over on the YouTube side. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Wanda says, man, I have a lot to catch up on. Yeah, we've been doing a lot. We have been doing a lot, and we're going to be doing a lot. Before I get into the meat of tonight's tutorial, because tonight is going to be a tutorial, but it solves a business problem. But before we get into that, I'm going to tell you about some things that are coming up that I think you are going to be very interested in. So let me also check over here on the Zoom side. Okay, cool beans. No questions over on Zoom. No questions over on Facebook. No questions on YouTube thus far. So what are we going to be doing for the next few weeks? Hey, Christine, I see you over in Facebook. As we close out the year, we have, obviously, we're going to have some Black Friday specials. So if you've missed any of our really like bomb classes that we have been issuing lately, you'll have an opportunity to come back and potentially sign up for the replays for those. We're bringing back the AI After Dark series. Last year, we did an AI After Dark class that showed people how to create adult content and what tools to use, as well as how to monetize it. Well, we have updated that class for 2025, actually for November 2025, because this is a space that moves so rapidly. We are bringing that back. We have the House of GPTs, where those of you who have used my custom GPTs know how detailed they can get. So we have the House of GPTs. We'll be giving some custom GPTs away for you to use in different parts of your business. There will also be some premium custom GPTs that you'll be able to purchase. So there's a lot that is happening in the month of November. And then in December, we are going to switch gears just a little bit because we are going to plan for 2026. And we're going to start with the end in mind. What do you want your 2026 to look like? So for everyone who is on this stream that is watching this right now, I want you to start thinking about what you want your 2026 to look like. Don't leave it to the last minute. Start kind of thinking about those things now. What are your revenue goals? What are your product sales goals? What are your personal goals? We're going to go through an entire month-long exercise that's going to have you forget your New Year's resolutions. You are going to have a solid plan for moving forward throughout 2026, well before 2026 even gets here. So that's what we're looking at for the month of December. So let's go back into today's lesson. We're going to talk about how to turn one post into a week's worth of content, or even one idea into a week's worth of content. And the thing is that every piece of content should have one clear message. Always one clear message. We talk about sometimes if you're trying to sell to everybody, you're really trying to sell to no one. Well, if your content has multiple messages and your message is not clear, it kind of muddies the waters. It makes people a little confused about what they should buy from you or what they should listen to you for. So making sure that each piece of content has one singular message and one singular call to action. Call to action is always very, very important. We want to make sure that it is of a single mind. So what we did today was I dropped a what we call a color block post on my personal page. And the whole reason for that was how to turn one post into a week's worth of content. We want you to stop chasing new ideas and just take the ones that work, the ideas that really work, take those and multiply them across your various social media outlets and however else you are getting your word out. Some of you are bloggers, some of you write on Medium, some of you write in Reddit, some of you write content also on LinkedIn. So let's go into the first one, and that is starting with oops, almost stopped our recording. That is starting with just one core message. So what's the core message that you want to bring forth, that you want to define for that particular week? Your AI command is very, very simple. Help me define my core brand message. And we're going to go through, because I have given you the prompts for each one of these. And I'll upload them also into the Facebook group. They're on my personal page, but I'll upload the prompts and whys and wherefores into the Facebook group. So the AI command is help me define my core brand message. So here's a real world example. AI doesn't replace people, it replaces burnout. That's one singular message. Why does this one singular message work? It builds brand memory and it builds recognition. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that one I'm sorry, that one singular idea, and we're going to create content from it. Another thing that you can do is pick your power format. So where do your customers live? Do they live on Facebook? Do they live on Instagram? Do they live on Threads? Do they live on TikTok? Where do your customers live? And if you don't know where your customers live, take a look at all of your social media platforms and any kind of the posts that you've been making, and take a look at how many likes you get. Take a look at how many reposts you have. Take a look at the engagement on your posts. That's going to tell you what your power format is. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we optimize our content to fit your power format, because you don't want to write the same thing on LinkedIn that you're going to write on Facebook. Two very different audiences, two very different ways of thinking about things. Hey, Allison, thank you for joining us tonight. So that is number 2. So how do we do this? Well, I've given you a prompt that will help you analyze your last 10 posts on a particular topic or on your power format. The next one is your idea. Let's take the idea and let's turn it into 5 formats. There is a formula for that. And turn this post into 5 formats. You can turn it into a reel, a carousel, a quote, a blog, an email. The thing that we want is one message, multiple touch points, so that your message for the entire week is cohesive. And then plan repurposing before your post. Now, I know it's like sometimes we post and then we talk about, okay, I'm going to repurpose this later. No, you want to plan out your repurposing before you publish any of your posts. What this does is it designs for distribution and it helps you create evergreen multi-platform content, again, that's consistent and congruent. Number 5, you want to stack your contexts, not clones. So rewrite this in 3 different ways, because people listen in different ways. People receive information in different ways. So you can write logically, or logical fashion. That's good for LinkedIn. You can write emotionally, which is really good for TikTok. And then you can create stories. You can write stories. And that is good not only for TikTok and Facebook, but stories also work very well on YouTube. 6, automate your visibility engine. Now, here's the thing. You don't want to go and have to do, do all this creation. You don't want to have to post it manually. That's kind of going to drive you crazy and it's going to take a bit of time. So find some kind of a simple automation workflow. Create an automation workflow. It depends on what tool you are using. You can use Rainmaker. You can use ClickFunnels. You can use Hootsuite. There are literally thousands of different platforms that you can use to automate your visibility engine. That's what we call it. The visibility engine is the art of taking all 7 of these topics, all 7 of these suggestions, and creating that simple automation workflow. And then finally, track and refine weekly. And this is one of the areas that people tend to not pay so much attention to. Reviewing your weekly metrics. So as you're posting every week, or you're putting all of your posts in your visibility engine every week for your automation, go back and review the performance of the posts that you made for the previous week and put them in a spreadsheet. That's going to do a couple of things. Number 1, it's going to tell you which posts perform the best on what platform. So that's 2 things, really. Yeah. It's going to tell you which posts perform the best on what platform. It's also going to help you see that, okay, this type of post performs really, really well on LinkedIn. So you're going to take that type of post and you're going to continue to post those kinds of posts, because it has the proof, it has the track record. So if you're getting 150 likes per hour on a post on Instagram, and then you have another post on Instagram that same week that's only getting 20 likes per hour, take a look at that post that you're getting 150 likes on and analyze it. What about that post got all of those likes? What's making people engage with that post? And then later on, one of our advanced tactics, later on, what you're going to do is take that type of post, take that analysis, and you're going to create more of those just with different topics. So we've talked about the 7 steps, the 7-part framework. Start with your core message, pick your power format, one idea into the 5 formats formula, plan repurposing before you post, stacking your context, automating your visibility engine, and then tracking and refining weekly. So I am going to, let's see, I'm going to check for questions and comments over in Facebook, over here. There we go, on YouTube, and over in, there we go. Hey, Karen, how are you? Over on, what is this? This is Zoom. So I like to, when we go into our demo, which we're about to go into, I like working with live data. So I'm not going to put my data in. I am going to ask for a volunteer over on our Zoom side. Does anyone want to volunteer so that we walk? Oh, Harry, I see. I hope you feel better. I will see you next week. Anyone want to volunteer to be our poster child, if you will, for tonight's demo? We're going to take your content, we're going to take your idea, and we're going to walk it through all 7 of these, the 7-part framework. Actually, Karen, I believe they just added that to the queue, is tracking data, tracking the analytics. I know we just added a whole module on tracking analytics. So that's that's brand new. All right. Let's see. No one wants to? Okay, Karen, you're up then. Give me just a second. We're going to switch screens. I am going to share my screen so that you can see. Let's see. That's what happens when you have so many screens going.
I'm on my iPad tonight, so I'm gonna try to hold it up.
Okay, cool beans. And you know what? I'm going to send you the link to what we create anyway. So,
Okay.
yep. All right, we've got this one up. Let me share my screen. We're on screen number 2. It's funny, I moved my my studio, my office, really. It's not even a studio. And where we're usually sharing on screen number 3, now it's become screen number 2. All right, so let me move everybody over so that I can see what I need to see. Okay, so we're going to start with the core message. So here's the thing. And here it is in document form. Can you guys see the document in front of you? Or do you still see ChatGPT?
Yeah, I see the document.
I
Okay.
can see it.
Okay, so we're going to start with number 1, starting with the core message. And every piece of content should connect to one clear message, the belief that you want your audience to repeat when you are not in the room. So, Karen.
Oh, that's good. And listen, we didn't practice this, and as much as a lot of times Dr. Kim and I are on the same page, this one's got me stumped. Okay, give me a couple seconds.
Yep,
What is
help
the
me.
message that I want people to repeat? Oh,
When you are not in the room, or what do you want them to take away? What do you want them to know you for when you are not in the room?
That's
And here's an example. It could be AI doesn't replace people, it replaces burnout.
okay. All
And
right.
everything that we create is going to point back to that belief or that sentiment.
Okay. So let's do this, because I was looking at the last post that I did, and I didn't really talk about AI.
Mhm.
However, I mean, the work that I do is AI. So what I want people to say is AI won't replace humans. It will amplify their brilliance.
I love it. That's a good brilliance. Okay, I spelled brilliance wrong. I swear I can spell. So that's the one core message that we want to put out into the universe this week.
Hmm.
So we're going to go to the next prompt, and here it is. Pick your power format. Where are you most powerful? What social media are you most powerful on?
LinkedIn.
Okay. You can choose one more if you want to.
Let's say I'm not powerful there, but I'm making a stand there because Facebook is just kind of dead. YouTube,
Okay. What was that?
YouTube.
Okay. LinkedIn and YouTube. All right. So we're going to take this and I'm going to grab portions of the prompts. Remember, we always have to give it a roll. You're an expert internet marketer and copywriter. The theme, well, I'll say the core message. The core message for this week is AI won't replace humans, it will amplify their brilliance. I am strongest on LinkedIn and YouTube because, again, different types of formats. And then I'm going to tell it. So we're going to start with your strongest platforms. So using best practices for these two platforms, create a week's worth of content around the core message. And I'm going to also throw this in. Also, create a 1,000 word blog on the core message.
That's good because I do a newsletter on LinkedIn too.
There you go. Okay, so we're going to start. This is where we're going to start. And we're going to let her roll. And then I'm going to go to, actually, number 3 on the framework, and we're going to turn it into a lot more than the two items that we just talked about. So the core message, AI won't replace humans, it will amplify their brilliance. I forgot to tell it not to use M dashes. I hate M dashes. This week's content will reinforce that AI is a tool for elevation, not elimination. It'll position you as the bridge between innovation and humanity. Of course, it picks up my branding because it's in, I should have done this the other way. The AI doctor guiding people towards smarter, more soulful use of technology. So here we go. The 7-day content plan for LinkedIn and YouTube. Day 1, big idea post. Monday, LinkedIn thought leadership. Text headline, here's the hook. AI won't replace you, but your refusal to evolve
Ooh.
might. Body, share how AI is leveling the playing field for entrepreneurs, especially those who've been overlooked by traditional systems. Talk about how the real winners who collaborate with AI, using it to amplify creativity, not erase it. If you want to give them a prompt, where do you think AI can amplify human brilliance in your work, not replace it? And this is good because it kind of gives a soft CTA.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the actual CTA. Drop a comment or example. What these two do, and Karen, you already know this, what these two do is it increases the engagement on your post. You should always have a CTA in your post, no matter where you are. increasing the engagement. If you're monetizing like on Facebook or Instagram or even TikTok, the more people engage on your posts, the more money you make just from posting. So always have a CTA. Why does this work? It sparks reflection and conversation, thought leadership, tone thrives on LinkedIn. I'm not going to read all of them. I'll read the titles and some of it, but I'm not going to read through all of them for this. So let's see. We did Monday, big post idea, LinkedIn thought leadership. Tuesday, YouTube video, education insight. Why AI won't replace you unless you let it. Ooh,
Mm,
okay now.
right.
Suggested length is 5 to 7 minutes. And here's the hook. Everyone's talking about AI taking jobs. Let's talk about how it's creating superpowers. So your story, share a quick real world example of a small business owner using AI to save hours or creative scaling content. The teaching is to introduce your amplify, not replace philosophy with 3 ways AI enhances human brilliance. Then we have a CTA. Again, this is specific to my brand because it says AI Doctors Starter Pack or join the Business of AI group. So yeah, that's about right. Day 3, Wednesday, carousel post. This is LinkedIn visual teaching. So now we're bringing in a different type of LinkedIn post that works very well. LinkedIn is not as visual as the other platforms, but it's starting to become more visual. That's what's really helping to stop the scroll. So the theme is 3 ways AI amplifies human brilliance. And you have 5 slides. Title slide, AI doesn't steal your job. Faster decision making, multiply your presence, help you think bigger, not smaller. Close with a quote. The future belongs to those who know how to think with machines, not against them, which is kind of funny because my father always says that machines should work and humans should think.
Mm,
And then finally, it has a CTA. Day number 4, and this is the type of post, especially the carousel posts. This is the type of post that lives for a long time on LinkedIn. People refer back to carousel posts because of the graphics. Day 4, Thursday, YouTube Shorts and cross post to LinkedIn. Here's a 45-second video. AI doesn't replace people, it replaces burnout. I'm not going to read the whole script. Then Friday, we have storytelling post. The day I realized AI wasn't the enemy, it was my ally. That's a good one as well. CTA, invite others to share their own AI aha moment. Then day 6, YouTube deep dive. This is long form content. And what we have learned about YouTube is that to really capitalize on visibility, you should have long form content and you should also have YouTube shorts.
mm,
So this is long form content, but you can put it in something like Opus Clips and you can chop it up into YouTube shorts. So you're taking the same content and you're really making it do double duty. So the title, Amplify, the new relationship between humans and AI, should be 10 to 12 minutes. AI isn't here to replace brilliance. It's here to replicate momentum. Just another way of saying what you were saying before. Sunday is a reflective post, LinkedIn journal style. Let's be real. AI doesn't scare me. Stagnation does. Nice. CTA, what brilliance are you ready to amplify this week? And then we have a 1,000-word blog on AI won't replace humans. It will amplify their brilliance. So this is one idea. We started with one singular idea.
mhm.
AI won't replace humans. It will amplify their brilliance. And we were able to create a week's worth of content for LinkedIn as well as YouTube.
That's good.
Pretty well, as well as a blog post, a pretty decent blog. And let's see, section 1, the myth of replacement, amplification over automation, why humans still win. And you can slice and dice these any way you'd like.
Mm.
So
And
what
then
if you
throw
wanted
them
to, go
in.
ahead, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, and then throw them back in as one for next week, like one
Exactly.
blog section.
Exactly. Okay, give me just a second. I'm going to stop for just a moment and see if we have any questions. Christine, if you go, you know what? I'm going to post them here in the Facebook group right after this. They're actually on my personal page, but I'll post them so that you can get to them. All right, let's see. Do we have any questions over on the YouTube side? All right, no questions. And I see comments. Let's see. Can a power platform be your email list or a blog? Donna, are you talking about Microsoft's Power Platform specifically?
I think she started
Oh,
talking.
okay. She already answered it. Donna, okay. Adrian, thank you. I appreciate it. No, where you're strong. Exactly. It's where you're strongest. Thank you for answering that. I appreciate it, Adrian. So we've taken this one idea, we've turned it into multiple pieces of content. Hey, Damien, how are you? That's the automation guru over there.
You popped up on Facebook, so I thought I'd hop in and say hello.
Much appreciated.
Yep.
We are talking about taking one idea and turning it into a week's worth of content so that you are consistent and congruent across multiple social media platforms, as well as in your newsletters and your blogs, etc. So we've done this. Let's take the prompt from number 3, and I'm going to change it up just a little bit, and I'm literally copying and pasting it from the document. Turn this post, I'm going to turn this post out, and turn this post, I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to use the core message. So we're going to turn it into 5 formats: a 60-second video prompt, a carousel outline, a quote post, a 300-word blog, and a short email. Keep the tone and brand voice consistent. Example, the one video can become 60-second clip, carousel for LinkedIn, quote for Threads, blog for SEO, email for your subscribers. And Karen, again, I will make sure that I send you the link for this. So the 60-second video, we have the hook. Everybody's out here scared that AI is coming for their job, but here's the truth. AI isn't replacing humans, it's amplifying their brilliance. We have the body. I'm not going to read the whole thing. And then we also have a close. Your carousel outline. AI won't replace you. It'll amplify your brilliance. Scared of AI, you're not alone, but fear keeps you stuck, and AI favors the curious. AI replaces repetition, not radiance. It takes your best ideas and multiplies their reach. Quote post. And you guys know how I feel about Threads, not my favorite piece of social media. AI won't replace humans. It'll amplify their brilliance, but only if we let it. Of course, Karen, you're going to replace that with you. Your 300-word mini blog and a short email, because we want to make sure that we're staying in touch with our audience on a weekly basis, at least once a week. Hey, genius, let's clear the air. AI isn't here to take your job. It's here to take your busy work. And this really is written in my voice. So Karen would apply this, take this and apply it to her voice instead. So let's go back, and we're going to go to number 4 on the framework. Let's go back because we talked about repurposing. And instead of trying to figure out how to repurpose after you've already posted, the whole key is to plan before you post. So we have this 1,000-word blog. We have our LinkedIn and our YouTube posts. We have the other posts that we just created, but we can still take this blog and we can still repurpose it. So I'm just gonna, oops, how about this? Because I don't want all of it. Let's see. Oops, wait. So there's the blog. And the prompt, which is in the documentation, is before I publish this post, Show me how to repurpose it for LinkedIn, Instagram, X, email, and YouTube if you had not done those things already. Suggest tone, hook, and CTA for each version. And then we're going to grab one of these. So we have the LinkedIn version, the tone, thought leadership with empathy and edge, the hook, AI won't replace you, but if you keep treating it as a threat instead of a teammate, you'll miss the biggest opportunity of your career, or you could substitute business there as well. It gives you the structure. It's a short intro paragraph about fear versus opportunity. The key pull quote, AI doesn't replace brilliance, it amplifies it. So as you can see, the core message is repeated throughout every piece of content that has been created thus far. We have an Instagram version, we have an X version, we have several. They still call them tweets, which I think is so funny. So we have tweets 1 through 5, which is actually the CTA. And then we also have another email. We have another YouTube version. The tone should be educational and storytelling, confident, polished, accessible with warmth. That pretty much describes you, Karen. AI won't replace you, but it will amplify you. We've got your intro, your body, your close, your CTA, and your thumbnail text.
Hmm.
Because that's another piece of content people get stuck. Oh, what am I going to put on the thumbnail? Do I need a thumbnail? Yes, you need a thumbnail. You need a scroll stopping thumbnail with it needs to be colorful. It needs to be something that is going to stop the scroll. But I will tell you, this is interesting because it did this, and I thought I had trained it not to. Do not use the title of your video in your thumbnail. Your thumbnail should be a question or such an outrageous statement that people are just like, oh my God, what did she just say? If you use an image of yourself also, that image of yourself should be something that's going to be like almost arresting. Like, remember, what was it? Macaulay Culkin when he did, what the heck was the name of that movie?
Home
Home
Alone.
Alone. Yeah, I mean, the whole video was for the next 5 years, everybody and their grandmother used pictures of themselves doing for a whole bunch of different purposes. So if you're going to put yourself on the thumbnail for your YouTube, for your YouTube channel, number one, don't use the title of your video in the thumbnail. Make it a controversial question. Number two, if you're going to use did I say that? So yeah, number one, if you're going to use a version of an image of yourself, make it something that is a little shocking. Number two, don't use the title of your video on your thumbnail text. And then thanks, Adrian. I appreciate that. And then we're going to take a look at different ways of writing a post. So I said earlier that logic is good for LinkedIn, emotion is good for Instagram, and story is good for email. So we're going to take out post and we're going to say core message. Yep, take the core message. Rewrite it 3 ways. One focused on logic, one focused on emotion, and one focused on story. And it's going to give some examples. I can take the examples out because we don't really need it. So even though, again, we are working with one message, one core message, but we are repurposing it in so many different ways. So here's logic driven, thought leadership, smart, data backed, and strategic. AI isn't coming for your job, it's coming for your inefficiencies. I may have to use that one. It doesn't replace people, it replaces repetition. Doesn't eliminate creativity, it expands capacity. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I will, like I said, put the link to this in the chat. Core message, there it is again. And then here's our CTA. Emotion driven for Instagram. Personally, I think this is a little long for Instagram, but okay. You don't need to fear AI. You need to teach it who you are. AI can write the words, but it can't feel the story. It can paint the picture, but you can't see the vision behind your eyes. It can echo brilliance, but only the brilliance you feed it. Not bad. Drop Amplify if you're ready to make AI your creative co-pilot. And then story driven, a little bit longer than the other emails that it created for us. Hey, genius. When I first started exploring AI, I'll be honest, I hesitated, et cetera, et cetera. Now I know everybody within the sound of my voice has received one of these emails. Okay? Didn't sell anything, and we've talked about this in our Facebook group and in our mastermind. Does not sell anything. It's one of those know, like, and trust, warm, fuzzy feeling type of emails. And is there a CTA at the end of it? Heck yeah, there is. Ready to learn how to train AI to think like you? Now you can either sell a product or you can give access to something for free here in the CTA. But again, it's that warm fuzziness, and it also gets people accustomed to receiving emails from you on a regular basis. Just checking our questions over in YouTube as well as Facebook. All right. So automating your visibility engine. I'm curious, how many of you guys have automated the posting of your content? Give me a 1 in the chat if you have not. If you have not automated the posting of your content. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm going to ask, and I'm going to stop sharing the screen for just a moment. Why not? Why are we still posting manually? You have all of the tools available to you. And be honest with your answers. Allison says, I have not, but about to start. What's keeping you from automating the posting of your content?
Not planning properly, doing posts the day of or the moment of.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's what it is. And I have to get over, like, with the planning, my hang up is on the day of, it may not be the thing I want to post. So just like treating it like a system
Mm-hmm.
of automation and just letting it do its thing and reading the data instead of overthinking it, like perfecting.
Yeah, it doesn't. Done is better than perfect. We talk about done is better than perfect. Damien says, what if it's semi-automated? Now, okay, so thank you for chiming in on that one, Damien, because Damien is the king of automation. Damien, a lot of your content is automated. And what I was going to say to Karen is that it may not be what you quote unquote emotionally want to post that day, but who says that you only have to post once? We are seeing evidence from several people that posting multiple times a day works. Sometimes posting, once or twice a day works. What you have to do is you have to analyze your audience and see what resonates most with them. Christine says, I haven't been posting much at all. I'm the same as Karen, but changing that. Yeah, go where your audience is and respond to your audience responding to you. One of the things that I like about automating posts and taking this particular framework, the 7-step framework, is that I know for a fact that for 7 days there's going to be some kind of a post there, and it's going to give value. But you guys also know that every once in a while I'll interject something else, like the event that comes up after this event that we're going to watch from Alibaba, the unveiling of their Wand 2.5. So if there's an event, if there's a conference, if something, if there's an article that came out, you can still continue to post those. You can still post emotionally, but having those core posts that you don't have to worry about. What if you want to sleep late on Tuesday? And your audience is most active at 9:30 in the morning, but you want to sleep until 11. this framework gives you a way to, in about a good hour, if you really think through it and you do your editing and you put your own, you zhuzh it up and you put your own spirit into it. It gives you a way to have a full week's worth of content without having to think too hard.
And this may also help somebody else too. I just thought about this. I do this. Part of my overthinking and thinking in systems and thinking about all the things is, okay, what's my call to action? Is that lead magnet set up? Is that landing page for that lead magnet set up? Oh, is that automation? Is that nurture email sequence for that lead magnet that I'm going to send out? Is that set up? Oh, do I need a photo for this? And now I got to go into Flux and get the, create the digital asset for it. And so it becomes this cycle of, do I have all of the assets set up in place in order to make this post? And what I have a tendency to do when my brain is overloaded, I shut down. I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do that. And I'm going to get to the comments over in Zoom. And Damien, I'm going to come back to yours in just a minute. And I'm going to speak directly to Karen for just a moment, though. You are well adept at N8N. Create the automation that will create all of those assets for you. I have a template for you. I have a template that it's not my template. It is not a template that I created. I'm going to tell you that right now. And if you're not really familiar with N8N and how to connect all of the pieces to N8N, this will be absolutely useless to you. But I do have a template that I can pop into the Facebook group, and it connects a great many of these pieces.
Oh, and the simplicity of that is just like, what? Yes.
Make.com also, there are templates that are floating all over the internet, let me tell you, that are free. And you just basically, you connect your APIs, you connect your accounts, and at the end, it gives you the information and stuff that you need, which is why I'm going to come back to Damien, if you are still here. Now, Damien, I know that your new venture, I'm one of your subscribers.
Oh, good. Good.
Are you kidding? I was like one of the first people. I was like, yeah, I got to get this.
I hope you enjoy. I try not to. I don't want to look at the statistics. I don't want to look at it's one of those things where I'm just like, I just want to put it out there. And if it helps, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's also it's more like your passion project than it is the one that's making you money.
Yeah, for sure.
So Damien I call Damien the king of automation because that's how his brain works. And he's done talks for our mastermind and assisted us greatly with figuring out how to automate different tasks using tools like N8N and Make. And what else did we use? We used something else.
High level we use
High level or Rainmaker.
Yep. Poppy we use. So like that lately. Yeah.
But my question for you, Damien, I'm going to ask you to put your expert hat on for just a second, but I'm going to answer your question first. What if it's semi-automated? Semi-automated is better than nothing. Just like done is better than perfect. What is your opinion on how easy it is to use something like N8N to automate this entire process? Because I know I've seen you do it before.
Well, what I've learned is my definition of easy isn't everybody else's.
That's
easy.
true.
I say for sure it's so simple to do this thing and to automate content. The reason I say semi-automated because I have a human in the loop. And that's what makes it not 100% automated, because I want to know, I want to react. like my newsletter, I'm normally just having a conversation with Kasari, who's my personal assistant, in N8N or through Telegram and N8N. So me and her have conversations, and we get to my end result of the newsletter every time, right? By going back and forth. A lot of that is automated, right?
Now, is Kasari human?
No, Kasari is an AI.
I wanted to bring that out.
For sure. Sorry. Yeah, 100%. We chat through Telegram, and outputs my newsletter.
Okay. Well, I've got to get to the rest of the comments and questions over in the meeting chat. Thank you. I appreciate you weighing in on this. Let's see. Donna says, not planning ahead. The best occurrence was when I used your 30-day posting GPT earlier this year. Well, Donna, at the end of the week, I'm going to have something for you that's very similar to the 30-day, but it's perpetual. So be on the lookout for that. It's part of the House of GPTs. Tiffany says, preach. Now I'm on the couch. That was, Karen, to your comment when you said you just like, I'm going to go take a nap. I'm overwhelmed. Carol Ann says, I get hung up on the media image that accompanies the post. Yeah. And sometimes sometimes I get hung up on that also. So if I do that, I'll be honest with you, I will, and I've been doing it somewhat lately, but I'll just go to a colorful background if I get hung up on the image. If I know that I'm spending more than 10 minutes on figuring out the image, 10 minutes is too long when I'm trying to get the content out. So yeah, I will definitely do a colorful black background. Let's see. Karen says, brilliant. Adrian says, I'm impressed with that recitation of the process. Karen says, thank you. It's my system and overthinking. I know systems well. Yeah, Karen's very good with systems. Karen says, thanks, Damien. That was helpful. Tiffany says, I post, but not a clear CTA. You are right, because I shadow stalk most of you, especially if you're in the mastermind. Clear CTAs all the time, even if it's just, come join the group, even if it's just, just take a look at this post. And that's another good CTA. If you don't have a concrete CTA, refer to another similar post that you had. Here's also a halfway useless or useful. Oh, Sandra had to run. A useful fact. Reposting, you can repost the same thing about every 90 days. Because not everyone in your feed has seen everything that you post. I want you guys to think about that for a minute. So if you have a 90-day cycle, if you have 90 days worth of posts, and you've taken a look at which posts are doing the best, we were talking about making, using those and studying them and using them to create additional posts so they can help to go viral. Yeah, every 90 days you can reuse the same posts. Are people even going to remember that you posted it? Very few people. And guess what? If they do, so what? If it's valuable information, if you are bringing value, then that's what really counts, is the value, not the fact that you're redoing posts. Okay, over here we have in YouTube. Let's see. Hey, Ange, Dr. Kim, I'm overthinking it. This is Rachel. I put these kinds of posts out there, but little response. I think I need to do more natural videos, but I hate putting my face out there. Analysis paralysis. Well, Rachel, we need to talk about creating a clone for you so that you're not putting your face out there. You're putting out the face of your clone, and you don't have to get on camera. We've done lots and lots of work with the clones. In fact, we've got a HeyGen masterclass because HeyGen just added something new today. So we have a HeyGen masterclass coming up so that we can update all of the stuff that's been happening with HeyGen. And Carolyn says, I started recycling my LinkedIn, some of my LinkedIn posts from 3 months ago, and sometimes I change the image. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we've gone through 6, which is automating your visibility engine. And I'm going to do this quickly because it's already 8:01. And I know several of us want to see what Alibaba's got to talk about when it comes to video creation. Number 7 of the framework, track and refine weekly. You cannot grow what you do not track. And this doesn't go for Damien and his current project because, again, it's his passion project. But I can pretty much guarantee you that Damien tracks the metrics on the stuff that makes him money. Yeah. Am I wrong?
I mean, of course we do. Down to every single thing.
Exactly. So you want to track and refine weekly. You want to create a spreadsheet or a table. You want to know, okay, what's the title of this post? What's the body of this post? How many people liked it? How many people hated it? How many people reposted it? How many people made comments on it? And then if you're monetized, then you want to go into your monetization scheme on whatever platform you're on, and you want to take a look and see how much money did I make from this one post. The more money you make on that post, again, take a look at the analytics, take a look at that post, take a look at the structure, take a look at everything about that post, create some kind of a template, which you can always do in ChatGPT. Take a look at this post, analyze this post, and help create a template to replicate viral posts like this, literally that sentence. And then what you're going to do is you're going to continue to create more and more posts just like that one because it had the engagement and it made you more money than your other posts. Janine says cloning is good. Yes, it is. And Janine's almost better master at cloning than I am at this point. Yeah. Good stuff happening over on the cloning area. So as we bring today's AI clinic to a close, today our business issue that we solved was being consistent with your content and just basically creating a week's worth of content from one core message. You don't have to rethink the entire encyclopedia. You don't have to rethink your business. All you have to have is one idea that is going to carry you throughout the entire week. I will take the document that we were just looking at, we were just working from. I will upload it into our Facebook group as a PDF. I will also attach it in YouTube to this video so that you all have access to it, as well as all of the prompts, because the first prompt, if you took a look at it, the first prompt is if you don't have your core message for the week, the first prompt will actually help you create your core message for the week. And the other 6 prompts will help you create the rest of the content as well as help you track your metrics. So I want to say thank you to all of you for spending your Tuesday evening with me. This has been the AI Clinic for Tuesday, November 11th. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Karen wanted to know, where's the Alibaba being streamed? Go to the link that Tiffany just put in the chat, and you'll have to register, 2-second registration, and it will go into the broadcast page. Lorna wants to know, for evaluating likes and comments, how many days from posting should you do that? I tend to do it on the first day and on the 5th day. So I go 5 days out. Sometimes I'll do 7. And the other thing also I want to tell you about is that when you have likes and comments, especially comments, I'm not great at this. I'm getting better. When you have comments, try to respond to the comments within an hour of them being put on your page. It also kind of gives you a little lift in terms of the algorithm. All right. Have a great evening, everyone. I am hoping to see you over on the Alibaba side because we will probably talk about it next Tuesday. Have a good night. Take care.